Welcome to Every Coach Needs a Coach, the podcast for coaches of all sports and all age groups to learn from coaches and people they may otherwise never have the chance to meet. Today on See One, Do One, Teach One, we're finishing up our week-long theme of action. And I wanted to give you guys an example from the book Transformational Leadership by Josh Medcalf and Jamie Gilbert. And this is a great book because there's different chapters that are short and explain a lot of different things in transformational leadership. And on page 50, they talk about getting started. Okay, so this is the lesson from here. It says, if you ever watch ESPN late at night, you might find one of those filler programs showcasing the world's strongest man competitions. I used to watch those when I was younger, and I was always fascinated by one event. One of these large men would put on a harness that was tied to a bus or a semi-truck. The object was to pull the vehicle around 25 meters as fast as possible. It was amazing to watch these jacked men lean forward, dig their feet in, and struggle to the point of bursting just to get the bus moving the initial few inches. Starting is tough. That makes total sense. Although it's crucial, it's not just the start that counts. Once the bus is in motion, the most critical component to the rest of the race is rhythm. If the person was controlled and as smooth as they stepped forward, there would be no jerking in the rope and the resistance wouldn't increase. Though there was still resistance, there was less friction when they had a consistent rhythm. The hardest part was watching someone who would get the vehicle moving only to jerk at the rope. They would create slack in the rope, and then the inevitable would happen. The bus would slow down or stop, and getting the initial momentum once more would be the near impossible challenge at hand. He takes us further and talks about how, it's hard to be a transformational leader and we need to not have slack in the rope. For me, I took it as once we start doing something, that's often the hardest part, right? Taking that first step, deciding, and then acting on it is often the hardest part. After that, we have some momentum, right? And the momentum is powerful, but probably more powerful than the momentum is now the finish line gets closer, right? Now we have some motivation to see, hey, we're making progress. It's rewarding to make progress. We get feedback when we make progress, but we don't get that feedback unless we start. We have to start in order to make that happen. So I would explain this to your athletes. If I were you, I'm going to explain it to mine that, we're starting soccer Monday, right? And starting is great. You have to start somewhere. I'm all about it. When they show up on Tuesday, that's a bigger deal because everyone's excited to start and, everyone's fresh and there's no blisters on feet yet. Tuesday, they're sore. They're a little tired, right? They're challenged because they've maybe seen where they fall in relation to their peers or can kind of compare themselves. And there's blisters on their feet. There's all these other things. So remind your athletes and remind yourself, starting's great. We need to keep going. Okay. Our destination is somewhere off in the future and we're going to enjoy the whole journey when we, of getting there. But once we take one action, let's continue to take more. That is my challenge for you. I appreciate you. Thank you for spending some time with me. Keep getting better every day.